He's still out there on the road rocking. John Fogerty, singer-songwriter, Hall of Famer, just turned 80 in May. And today, a new album, Legacy, is being released as he re-recorded some of his most beloved songs with the help of his sons, Shane and Tyler. Have You Seen the Rain, Fortunate Son, Proud Mary, Bad Moon Rising. But a big baseball fan, his song Center Field, the only song to be officially inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, as we make way for John Fogerty, former lead singer of Creedence Clearwater Revival. John, great to talk to you again. What was your reaction when you realized that the bat guitar and the song Center Field were becoming part of the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Oh, that was right around maybe a couple months before it actually happened. It was right around the time that it occurred. I didn't get a lot of time to think about all the implications, you know. I was certainly very proud, still proud.
And then whose idea was it to make a guitar out of a baseball bat or resemble a baseball bat?
Oh, that was my idea. I'd written Center Field, you know, more or less deciding that that's kind of where my mind had been over the all the years of my life, you know, and just felt comfortable about, you know, Centerfield as an album was kind of a comeback for me, you might say, career-wise, and the place to me that was sort of ground zero was center field. It seemed like, especially on a lot of teams, the alpha male on the team seemed to be the center fielder, you know, like Willie Mays with the Giants, or back in the day, Babe Ruth, before they moved him to right field, I think. Joe DiMaggio, Mickey Mantle, you know, he can go on. But anyway, and so I wrote the song and then eventually decided to name the album Center Field. Actually, it's the reverse. I named the album Center Field and didn't have a song. And then I came up with that guitar lick, you know, and realized that I started I started just saying the things I said in life. I'd watch the Saturday game of the week, baseball. You know, there was one game on TV on Saturday, and
Yeah.
I'd sit down and watch that, and I'd be yelling at the screen, you know, like we do when something good happened or bad. And sometimes there'd be a phenom, you know, and something going not going well with the team you're rooting for, and I'd be yelling, "Put me in, coach! Put me!" You know, it's just, you know, how you enjoy and interact with the game. Um, and all of that stuff started coming out when I was playing that guitar lick. And I realized I had a song that could be center field. So that came first. The album came out in '85 and it was a big success and all that. And I decided, well, you know, I'm going to be touring pretty soon. Wow, it'd be cool to be able to play center field on a baseball bat. So that's how it started for me.
Now, clear up something, because I think I asked you about this a while ago, that you say brown-eyed, handsome man, and I thought you were talking about Joe DiMaggio because he played center field, and you said it's not about Joe DiMaggio, it's about Jackie Robinson.
Absolutely.
Okay.
I realize he's not the center fielder, and I guess I took a little tributary in the musical world there, but it just seemed important to me. That's a line that's in a Chuck Berry song, um, "Brown-Eyed Handsome Man," and he talks about rounding third, heading for home, and so that I just sort of borrowed that in my homage to Jackie Robinson. After all, if I'm writing a baseball song, he better be in there.
We're talking to John Fogerty, formerly of Creedence Clearwater Revival, Rock and Roll Hall of Famer. Has a new album called Legacy that comes out today. Some re-recordings with his sons, Shane and Tyler. You got Fortunate Son, Have You Seen the Rain, Proud Mary. So tell me what went into this project.
Well, you know, I recently got my songs back, the ownership, a couple of years ago. And that's a great big deal to any songwriter, of course, or any writer of any kind of material. And so finally, after more than 50 years of trying, I finally got the ownership of those songs back. It was actually facilitated by my dear wife, Julie. She's the one that really manifested this and made it happen. Um, she's a force of nature, and God bless her. So, with that in mind, finally accomplishing that, um, it just seemed kind of a natural progression to here in the present. I just turned 80 this year, and the idea basically was, well, what do you do? What kind of a gift would I like? So I decided to give myself a gift and record a lot of the old Creedence songs I had written so many years ago again, and hopefully it would be seen as a gift also to my fans, and that was the motivation. This time involving my family, meaning my wife and certainly my sons Shane and Tyler, who are in my band, and they helped produce the record as well. So it was a family endeavor, and a lot of love in that respect, making this record.
Take me back to Woodstock. What day were you on with Creedence Clearwater Revival?
Well, it was supposed to be on Saturday night. The man on the phone had promised me a prime spot, the headlining spot on Saturday night. It's going to be 9 o'clock, man. That's prime time. But things got later and later and later. This was, of course, during the era of hippies. I'm not sure anybody actually had a watch. Um, but the whole program got later and later, and somewhere around midnight of Saturday, the Grateful Dead went on, and then they sort of stalled around on stage for a while. Nobody quite knew what was going on. I believe Creedence went on Sunday morning early, around 2 a.m.
Were you there when Hendrix set his guitar on fire?
No, that was actually Monday morning. That was after the whole night of Sunday, the whole festivities of the Sunday evening going into 12 a.m. and 1 and 2 and 3. Then the sun came up, and that's Monday morning when Jimmy went on.
The difference in your voice now at 80 as opposed to 30?
Well, I know my falsetto is not quite as strong and pure as it used to be. It's a little different around the edges, I think, but it's certainly as strong. I'm certainly as loud as I ever was, and that's probably as much I've been a runner all my life, and so I think all those miles of running kind of helped my stamina.
Well, congrats on a great run, and it's not over. He's a Rock and Roll Hall of Famer as a songwriter and, of course, as a singer. My best to the family, certainly Julie. And, John, thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Dan. It's always great to see you.
John Fogerty. The album is Legacy, being released today.